Hey guys, today I wanna watch the video for the preview for the phase 4 of Season of Discovery with you guys, because this was released like 5 days ago and I was very busy and I couldn't do this before, but we are here now and we are going to do it together and we are going to give our opinions about everything that is going on with the phase 4 for Season of Discovery, which I am really excited for. So and the season, I am used to saying season for the other games like Diablo and WoW Retail. The phase 4 has not been released yet, so it is not a big deal if we do it now. So let's jump right into it, brother.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm Claystone, Associate Production Director of WoW Classic. Welcome to our Season of Discovery Phase 4 preview. It is time. At long last, we're raising the level cap to 60 and jumping into the endgame. For those of you who have been playing since launch, thank you for going on this journey.
You're welcome.
And to those of you just jumping in, now that the full level up experience is available, you've picked a great time to join us. I also want to give a massive shout out to everyone who has hopped into our first ever Season of Discovery PTR to help us test and tune all of the changes and additions coming to class.
I didn't jump into the PTR. And I normally, for example, I tried the PTR for Diablo and I tried the beta for the World Within, but with Season of Discovery, I didn't want to do it. I just want to go with the actual launch.
Classes. Your feedback has been invaluable in helping us prepare for what's ahead. That said, even though the PTR was focused on classes, we know many of our eagle-eyed players saw hints at the content changes we're making to Endgame, and it's time for us to talk about some of those today. So, let's take a look at what we'll be covering. We'll kick things off with content at 60. Then jump into raid information, followed by some important itemization updates. Then dive into world event updates, as well as some system updates. And more, which you're definitely going to want to stick around.
More is always good.
All right, so whether you're already familiar with classic era content, or you're experiencing it for the first time with Season of Discovery, or you just want a refresher, raising the level cap to 60 brings with it a ton of new content and things to do, including access to all WoW Classic zones like the Burning Steppes, Eastern and Western Plaguelands, Silithus, and Winterspring. You'll also be able to finally max out your character talents. In addition, the Alterac Valley Battleground will also be unlocked. Epic mounts will be available to collect. And
there it is, the epic mount. I said it earlier, the mount that they said, the epic mount, yeah. I really like Alterac Valley. It is really cool, and it is like a MOBA, and you guys know that I play a lot of Dota too, so Alterac Valley resembles that mechanic. But it is not my favorite battleground in Classic WoW. My favorite battleground in Classic WoW is Arathi Basin, brother. Arathi Basin is awesome. You are always fighting. You cycle between the objectives. I love Arathi Basin, dude.
And more. Also, all of the classic dungeons will now be available.
Nice.
Scholomance, Strathholm, all 3 wings of Dire Maul, and Blackrock Spire. And because the bosses have stopped spending their time in Phase 3 socializing in the Grim Guzzler Tavern, the second half of the massive Blackrock Depths dungeon.
So, talking about these dungeons, I love Stratholm, I like Dire Maul, I like Blackrock Spire, I of course like Blackrock Depths. Who doesn't like Blackrock Depths? But I hate Scholomance with a passion. This is dog water, brother.
Massive Blackrock Depths dungeon. In addition, there just might be one more dungeon surprise we're not going to talk about today, but we're excited for players. I
saw a post in Wowhead that they talk about that dungeon. I talk about doing a separate video just for that, but I don't know. But apparently it's going to be something related to the place where Grom fought Manoroth, you know. And you saw like a ghost for Grom in there, and you saw the Manoroth sword broken. And that would be really cool, because that is when I played as a kid, Warcraft 3, that cinematic where Grom fights Manoroth, that is awesome, dude. I was like, what? I was flabbergasted when I saw that for the first time. And today, even if I go and I watch the cinematic, I am, wow, this is so cool. So if they actually do a dungeon that revolves around that event, even if it is afterwards, a ghost or whatever, oh, I would love that, brother. I would love that so much. I hope that Wowhead's prediction is on point and this dungeon is revolving around that.
To discover. Switching gears to a quick note about runes. Since we've had the PTR up for the past few weeks, none of the runes are a complete secret. So we aren't going to be spending a lot of time in this presentation talking about runes or classes.
People already know them,
However,
yeah.
we will be posting a rundown of new runes and class adjustments separately from this video, so please check the official World of Warcraft forums for that. Moving on to raids. As we previously announced, the Molten Core raid will be scaled down to 20 players, and will
Good decision in my opinion. I know that a lot of people like the 40 players, and I know that my boy Asmongo loves the 40 player, brother. Me personally, I don't like the 40 player, brother. Too much people. It is a pain in the ass to organize. Your individual input gets lost in the sauce because you can, brother. That is why people like 40-man raids, by the way. They can just watch something in the second monitor, drinking beer, and they are playing just with the mouse, clicking the spells, and it doesn't matter. Nobody cares because the other players are killing this. I don't like it. I don't like it. 20-man is much better. Much better, in my humble opinion. I can be wrong, of course. But they are going with 20-man, so they agree with me. I don't know. And I like it. I like it.
contain adjustments to the boss encounters across the 11 bosses for you to take on.
That means they are bringing another boss. We don't know still what boss that is going to be, or at least I don't know. If they have told somewhere, please let me know in the comments below, because I don't know what the 11th boss is going to be.
Just gonna leave that there. We are very excited for everyone to hop in and get their hands on the brand new revamped Tier 1 sets
that is so
now have
cool.
multiple variants for different specialized.
By the way, I am going to play Hunter because I want to try. You guys know that I love Survival Hunter in Retail WoW. I play a lot of Survival Hunter. So when they brought out the Melee Hunter for Season of Discovery, I said I have to play that. So I am going to, of course, level my Hunter. But I am also curious because they have introduced a lot of rooms for traps, and nobody's doing a trap build. I want to try it because even if I do, I don't know, 80 to 90% of another competitive class, the damage of another competitive class, by going full traps, I am going to do that. And of course, I will bring you the guide. Unless it is completely useless and it sucks, you know. But why am I saying all of this? Because the Tier 1 set for the Hunter sucks. It is ugly, my dude. I am going to show it to you because you have to see this. Tell me this isn't the ugliest thing you have ever seen in your life. What about this? Says Hunter, brother. What? Those shoulders make no sense. That helmet makes no sense. Why is this a Hunter set? Why couldn't you give me some, I don't know, leather pelts, you know, like the fur, a wolf, I don't know, a bear? Why is this the Hunter set? This is ugly, my dude, and I will be wearing this because what else are you going to wear, my dude? Let's continue, guys.
And playstyles that each class has access to. Tier sets aren't the only place we've made improvements, with many non-set items also getting a hefty overhaul as well. Yeah,
but you probably are not, I don't know if you are going to go with the full set, maybe if the bonuses are really good, but maybe you are going to mix and match and you are going to look like a clown, which is part of the charm in Classic WoW that was washed away with the transmog system. That is not a bad system, but it removed the looking like a clown thing.
Lastly, we are excited to announce that we will be having a scalable difficulty system in Molten Core, allowing players...
I was loving everything. I was liking everything. This was all W's, and you had to go and ruin it. I don't like this, by the way. I have videos saying that in Retail WoW, they should prune the difficulties. They should reduce the difficulties. And here, that you have this good system with only one difficulty, you are going to increase it. What are you doing, my brother? You were killing it. You were doing it awesome. You just had to continue forward. Why are you doing this, my brother? I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to be hyped up. I want to be positive. Maybe this will work out. Maybe this will work out. We don't know. Maybe they have a baby face difficulty for the people that just wanna be there, and they have a cool difficulty for people like me that wanna actually play the game. But don't give me like 3, 4, 5 difficulties, because that would be stupid. Maybe 2 difficulties is cool.
Here's to turn up the heat inside and face ever-growing challenges. Some aspects of this system were visible on the PTR, and we've enjoyed listening to speculation and, most importantly, your comments and feedback around this new difficulty system and the potential rewards.
Brother, how many times have we done Molten Core, my dude? Like, this place, are we not bored of this place? And we are going to do it again. Like, we have done Molten Core a lot. I feel like I've done it a lot, and I didn't do it in 2004 or 5 because I couldn't play the game. I started doing it with Classic WoW, and I feel like I have done it a lot. Imagine if you played at the start, brother.
Structure. As we've been listening to this feedback, we've wanted to let you know that raising the heat level will not affect the quality of rewards. The quality will remain consistent as the difficulty goes up. Instead, it will increase the quantity of rewards, making some of the more valuable drops in the raid appear more often. In general,
that is a kind of cool decision, because if you are a competitive guild, you have 20 people that go there to blast, and they want loot. They are going to go with the highest difficulty, and more people get loot, which is awesome. And that way you don't get this stupid item level thing that we have in retail WoW. And players that don't go with the higher difficulty don't feel left out. Brother, this is kind of a cool idea, right? Of course, it will be better no difficulty at all, but now that you have the difficulty, managing it that way gives an incentive to go to the highest difficulty, but it is not mandatory. You cannot do it. Wow! That is a really good idea. Now I am thinking, why doesn't retail WoW do that? That, like, you don't feel like you have to go Mythic because killing Firak on Mythic is stupid, because why do you need the gear at this point? Wow, I am surprised.
In general, we don't want to heavily gate the best quality gear behind high difficulty content in Season of Discovery, as we really just don't think that's what the season is about. But if you do want to push yourself, you will find additional challenges and perhaps be able to get
I do like to challenge myself.
Onyxia's lair has also seen some significant loot overhauls as well. And while Onyxia has misplaced her stockpile of tier 2 helms, she is going to have plenty of juicy loot for you to chase in its place. We are also taking a...
By the way, I liked in Classic WoW, one of the things that I like the most is the... How do you say this? That you have to do a quest chain. The attunement. You have to do a quest chain to be able to go into Onyxia's lair. Brother, I remember that the first time that I did the attunement for Onyxia in Classic WoW in 2019, 2018, I don't know. I had so much fun doing all of that. Like, you have to do 2 Upper Blackrock Spire, and I don't remember everything, but you have to do a lot of stuff. It was really, really fun, brother. And it is like combined, because the moment that I have to admit that the moment that I had the most fun in Classic WoW was when I was freshly level 60 and I was farming my previes to be able to get into the raid. Like, for them to invite you to Molten Core and to Blackwing Lair, they say, well, let me see your gear. And you can be with just fresh greens for level 60. You have to farm previes from the dungeons, you know. When I was doing that, oh brother, that was the moment I had the most fun. When you get into raiding, it is also fun, but it is not as fun because raiding is like once a week. It is something slower. But with previes, you go dungeons and you go, oh, I have to look for this item in that dungeon, and I have to look for this item in that other dungeon, and I have to farm gold to be able to buy this item in the auction house. It is another way of looking at gearing, and I loved it, brother. I loved it.
A new approach for raid size with Onyxia, as she will ultimately be tuned to be completed with 20 players, but the allowable raid size is up to 40 players. We love 40-player raiding, but we think it ultimately works best as a soda and pretzels type of content. In other words, the same level of difficulty you come to expect from Classic. So, if you are forming a pickup group and want to ensure quick success, you can bring 40 players. But if you are running with your guild, 20 players may make more sense to maximize your rewards.
That is a good idea, by the way, and I hope that pickup groups are not going to do this stupid thing. No, we are only going to bring 20 people because we want the loot. And then you wipe, and you wipe, and you wipe. No, brother, bring the 40 people and roll the dice. Roll the dice, my dude.
Bosses have had an interesting history in World of Warcraft, particularly in early versions of WoW, where they were hotly contested and created flashpoints for, let's say, interesting player interactions. While we love this intense competition in Classic 2019, one drawback to the content is that due to its limited availability, it tended to be content that most players never got to meaningfully interact with.
True.
We aim to make it a bit more accessible.
I never killed any of these world bosses, brother. I believe I killed one, like a green dragon. But aside from that, the Kazakh dude, I never fucked that dude. Because world bosses, I said this in a video, by the way. I don't like world bosses. I don't like them in Diablo. I don't like them in any game. I think, generally speaking, world bosses are stupid. And I know that I am probably hitting the minority and some people love world bosses. But in my opinion, world bosses sucks. They are a clown fiesta. Nobody knows what they are doing. Everybody chose there. You hit the box, you hit other players. It is a waste of time. I hate world bosses. So I love that they are doing this.
Accessible in Season of Discovery by instancing the content off and handling it
Awesome,
similarly
awesome,
to
awesome,
what we
awesome.
just discussed with Onyxia. The raids
I never killed any of these two dudes. The dude that I killed was a green dragon in the Eastern Kingdoms. Well, whatever.
be tuned for 20, but can be done with up to 40
Good
players
idea.
to make
This-
it friendly to both
all
organized
of this is a
groups
good
and
idea.
pickup groups. Related to these changes,
Nice,
and to
I
top all
love it.
things loot, alternative
And I played a warlock in Classic WoW, and the Kazakh dude dropped like some pants, I believe, that were best in a slot for the warlock, but there was no way that I got him, brother.
over to our lead engineer on Classic, Nora Valletta. Take it away, Nora.
Thanks, Clay. We're excited
Oh.
to share some of the cool new loot
I like her. She's working really hard in the game, and she's cute.
you'll find in Phase 4 of Season of Discovery. First, let's check out some of the new dungeon loot you'll find in Phase 4. We've got Iron Foe, which has had its level increased to 58 and now grants 18 attack power when equipped. Next, we've got Idol of Exsanguination, which causes your lacerate ticks to energize you for 5 rage. Totem of the Plains reduces the cast time of your Healing Rain spell by 100%.
So an
Taking
instant cast.
inspiration from players using the 3-piece set in Sunken Temple for shamans, we thought it might feel bad to completely lose that set bonus as an option. Having it be a totem you can swap on and off for fights made a lot of sense here. Burst of Knowledge has had its item level increased to 58, its spell power increased, and its active cooldown reduced from 15 minutes down to 5 minutes. Finally, we've got Libram of Holy Alacrity, which causes Holy Shock to reduce
Screw
the cast
paladins.
time of your
Nobody
next two
cares
holy
about
lights by
paladins.
0.2
Nobody
seconds.
cool, by the
Our
way.
classic Tier 0 dungeon and Tier 0.5 dungeon upgrade sets have seen a full overhaul as well. In original WoW, a basic dungeon set of 8 items dropped in max level dungeons, and an epic quest chain was introduced in later patches to upgrade those items into a higher quality version of that set. In Season of Discovery, this is still true, but the upgrade quest chain will be available right at the launch of Phase 4, and each
Nice.
class is now able to choose between multiple dungeon upgrade set items that accommodate multiple class specializations as they move through the quest chain. While you will have
That is a good decision, a cool decision, a great decision. One of the problems that the sets had in Classic WoW was that they force you into one spec, they force you into one style, because these are the bonuses. Now they are separating the bonuses per spec, which is a good decision,
to
in my
choose
opinion.
which variation of each set you want during the quest line. The other variants will be obtainable via gold and other means once the quest chain is complete, so you will have access to every set for your class if you want to try them all. These sets were testable on the PTR, and we've had a blast watching people get excited about both the new stats and appearances of these sets as well. But what about raid loot? Here's a quick look at a few of the items from Molten Core. First up, we've got an awesome looking elemental shaman shield called Earth and Fire. Looks similar to the rank 14 PvP shield, but with a distinct new color variation. We've got Magmadar's right and left claw, which allow you to summon core hounds to aid you in combat. The 3-set bonus actually allows you to transform into Magmadar for a brief period of time. But how about Faith?
Hey, will I be able to use that as a melee hunter? Agility and stamina, and the other one is just stamina. The agility is good because as a melee hunter you want agility and or strength. Improves your chance to get a critical strike with all spells and attacks. The other one gives you 20 attack power. Increasing your attack speed by 10%. I don't know, maybe. It will be cool. It will be cool.
Bonus actually allows you to transform into magma.
Or maybe hunters can't equip fist weapons. I am an idiot because maybe hunters can't equip fist weapons.
For a brief period of time. But how about Faithbringer, a two-handed paladin weapon for healing? Or Key to the
Nobody
City,
cares about
Master Staff
paladins.
from Onyxia. Finally, Obsidian Edgeblade, which has been changed from a +8 to two-handed swords to a +3. We've added 1% crit with those stats and made it just a tad slower. Our dungeon sets won't be the only.
Give me an spear, brother, a polearm. I wanna be a hunter with a big 200 polearm. This dual wielding swords is stupid. If you were gonna bring dual wielding to hunters, do it with axes because I wanna feel like Rexar. Rexar is dual wielding axes, and then you feel like a badass. But this dual wielding like a samurai weapon, that is stupid, dude. That is not a hunter. Give me 2 axes or give me my spear, my polearm, like the survival hunter in retail. That there you feel like a hunter. Brother, what are the 2 weapons that humans used to hunt with? Of course, the typical hunter weapon, the bow. And before the bow, the first weapon that the human used to hunt was the spear. Give me the spear, give me the polearm, my dude. I wanna play with the polearm.
Only color variations you'll see in Phase 4. Here are some of the cool Tier 1 color variations we've got coming soon. Next, why don't we spend a few minutes...
Look at that. They showed it in here. I didn't have to show it elsewhere. This is the hunter set. This one in the middle. Tell me this isn't the ugliest thing you have ever seen in your life. This set is also awful, by the way. This one. This is the warrior, I believe. But this one is worse, bro.
It's talking about world events. The Blood Moon is not seeing any major adjustments for Phase 4 and will not be a vector for new items or player power, but it will continue to happen on its normal timer. We wanted to mention this because we are nearing level 60, which means that players will soon have access to the highest level PvP rewards, and many players will be ranking up to get them. In order to help with the honor gain process, we're introducing a new Blood Moon currency in Phase 4. When the new currency is introduced, Bloodstained Commendations will have had their cost reduced from 1 silver coin to 25 copper coins. We envisioned Blood Moon carrying on as an evergreen supplement to the normal PvP honor ranking process. If you'd like to interrupt your BG queues for a bit of quick, chaotic world PvP, my favorite, you and your group can venture into Stranglethorn Vale during the Blood Moon and supplement your honor farm. Next, we're making some significant adjustments to Nightmare Incursions, shifting the mission quests over to a simpler daily quest
Of course,
format.
so people don't have use it
love
to
the
level.
overall theming of Nightmare Incursions, but think these adjustments will help make them feel like an optional supplement to normal leveling, rather than the be-all, end-all leveling activity for all new characters. As a result of this format change, we are also planning to tone down the difficulty of some of the creatures within Nightmare Incursions to make these quests a bit more solo-friendly. The experience gained from these activities will cap out at level 53 as well, but the quests will remain available through level 60, should you desire to earn a reputation. Overall, we learned a lot of great lessons for Nightmare Incursions, which we plan on carrying forward for any potential future events. And speaking of future events, for Phase 4's outdoor event, we've taken a few of the lessons learned from previous events and are applying them to a new, more lightweight outdoor event, the Black Rock Eruption. This event will occur every 2 hours and see additional spawns, daily quest content, opportunities for reputation gain, and increased honor rewards.
This thing that the event lasts for a moment and you have to wait for it every time, like in this case 2 hours, I don't like that. Brother, do something that it is always available, because maybe you don't have time to play when the timer hits. Brother, life is happening. We work, we have family, we have to take up, a dump. Maybe I am not here at this time and I am screwed. I don't know. Maybe 2 hours is not that big of a deal, and if it lasts for 1 hour, it is only 1 hour of cooldown. But this should be on all the time.
From World PvP. Outside of Blackrock Mountain, the forces of the Fire Lord are wreaking havoc. Join the Thorium Brotherhood in repelling these attacks with new daily quests to help grow your reputation with the Thorium Brotherhood and earn quicker access to powerful crafting recipes.
This is a good idea, by the way, because grinding these reputations back in the day was awful, brother. I never did that because I hate grinding reputation, by the way.
And other rewards. Inside the mountain, you'll find your blood is running extra hot, causing you to gain bonus honor only within the mountain itself. As for reputation, we are adding brand new upgraded versions of the existing crafted rewards from Thorium Brotherhood, Argent Dawn, Timbermaw Hold, and Hydraxian Waterlords. We've also got some really cool
That is a good idea because you got a reputation by like doing other stuff. I remember that I got a lot of Hydraxian Waterlords reputation doing whatever, Molten Core or doing something. And I never use it for anything because it was useless. So it is cool that they give something for doing that.
fun items that allow you to teleport to a Jara, lay a fire resist area of effect that your allies can stand in, or turn you into a water elemental. You'll be able to place these for fun items on your keyring, saving you some valuable bag space.
It is only for fun and stuff, dude.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pass things off
Give
to
me
our senior
something
producer,
cool.
Josh
A
Greenfield,
mount.
who'll be happy to share some of our upcoming systems updates.
Give me a water elemental mount. That would be cool.
Thanks, Nora. Going into Phase 4, we've made a few significant system updates we're excited to share. First up, we took a lot of the lessons we've learned from the Wild Offerings currency and have expanded on that system with a new deterministic currency we're calling Tarnished Undermined Reals.
I like deterministic currency, by the way. I know that some people don't like it because they feel like it is not as exciting as getting the drop. But my mind is not consumed by this dopamine effect, like triggering the roulette, you know, like the slots. I don't care about that. Give me the thing that I can use to buy the thing that I want. It is better than anything, my brother. How would you feel if when you are going to take your wage, your boss is going to pay you, they give you a mystery box? Open it and you will see what happens. You can win it all or you can win nothing. No, screw that. Give me my money and then I go and I buy whatever I want. That is the better system, I do.
You can start earning these coins from most non-rare spawn dungeon bosses over level 55, and each boss will drop a single currency for each player in the group once per day per boss.
How do I feel about this? Like, it is cool that everybody gets a token, right? You don't have to contest the token. You kill the boss, you get your token. Your real, and you go and you buy your stuff. That part is cool. But the part that you can only kill it once per day per boss will make it a chore, my dude. I know that you are going to say to me, oh, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Of course you don't have to do it. You don't have to do anything in your life. If you want, you do nothing. You don't have to do anything. But to stay competitive, to be on the curve of players, to not be kept out of good groups, you will need to be at a certain level in your gear. And to be at that level, you will have to do this ashore. People are going to do, and I guarantee this, you are going to see people looking for a group for a world tour. Let's kill every boss that drops a token and let's do the world tour daily. Every day, this is a shore. We go and we kill every boss until we get every piece of gear that we want. This will be much easier if you just unlock it. And you are going to say, that is a contradiction, yes. It is not, because then players are going to just grind it all the way in one sitting and sweat it. Let them sweat it. Not a lot of people are going to do it. Let the 5% of people that are going to do it, and let the other people enjoy the game at the rhythm that they want. But when you keep it this way, you are creating the situation where this becomes a chore. In my opinion, maybe I am wrong. I can be wrong. But that is what I think. I think that people are going to go every day. And if you miss one day, everything is cool. Of course, I am not going to do this world tour bullshit every day. No way, brother. I will go at my own reading. I always go at my own reading and things go fine. There is always one group that will take you. Doesn't matter. But some people are going to miss 1 day, 2 days of their farming of their tokens, and they are going to feel bad about it. I guarantee it.
This currency can be used to purchase a variety of things, such as rare crafting recipes, crafting materials, powerful gear, as well as a variety of other valuable items. We've gotten a lot of feedback from players asking
But again, the fact that you get a token to buy the stuff that you want, that is awesome.
for ways to keep dungeon content relevant longer, and this is one way we're looking at keeping dungeon runs feeling rewarding at level 60. We're also particularly excited about a brand new feature to World of Warcraft Classic, a twice weekly raid lockout system. One bit of feedback we
I saw this article in Wowhead, and I initially didn't like it because it happens again. If you don't have time to raid 2 times a week, you create the condition. You have to raid 2 times a week because you get left behind if you don't do it, so I didn't like it. But then, that is one of the drawbacks of doing this 5 days later, or maybe good because I have this information, I can say it now. They work this back only for Molten Core. Onyxia, Jazzarus, and Kazakh are going to still be twice a week, but they are only 1 boss, so that is cool. This is the correct way to go, in my opinion. You do Molten Core once a week because that is the one that you have to actually sit down and commit to it. And the other ones that is just go in, go out, you can do it twice a week. Awesome, everybody's happy, I agree with that. This that they said in the video, that even Molten Core was going to be 2 times a week, that was stupid. I would have raged. I would be here saying, oh, this is so stupid, blah, 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 blah. But they changed it, so we are cool in here.
We got early on was that 3-day lockouts on raids was difficult for guild leaders to manage due to the inconsistency of when reset days occurred. In Sunken Temple, we moved the lockout to weekly to add a bit more stability, but we always wanted to revisit this to see if there was a way for us to provide the increased cadence and content availability that the 3-day lockout provided, but with a bit more stability and predictability to help with better raid planning. The twice weekly lockout accomplishes this by having raids using this lockout interval reset twice a week on static reset days. For example, in North America, twice weekly raids will reset on Tuesday and Saturday mornings. We plan to use this lockout interval for all of the raids in Phase 4. We feel that with the pace of Season of
Again, thank God they decided to not include Molten Core in this, and that is going to be weekly. The other ones going Tuesday and Saturday, awesome, great.
Discovery, this is a great step forward to allow you to raid more if you choose to. At this point, we're approaching the home stretch, but we do have a few more updates to share before we close things out. With Phase 4 and the increase to level 60, players will begin having access to max level world buff effects. In Season of Discovery, we're also planning to add an...
I know, guys, I know that I have a lot of unpopular opinions. I know this. Maybe that is part of the chat. That is what makes it fun. You can disagree with me. You can call me clown in the comments. You are totally wrong about this, dude. You can do that. That is why we are here, brother. Let's speak. Let's communicate. Let's be a community. But I hate world buffs. I think they are stupid. And I know that people love them. But you know why people love them? Because it makes them feel strong. Why not get what the world buff gives you and get it to the character then, and just be it with the character and you feel strong all the time? Let's do it that way. But no, world buffs are stupid because you have to go and pick them up. If you die, you lose. Then you have to go and waste this thing, the chrono boom, and take the thing inside and then go and open it up. And you have to do all this prep time and go around. I am going to pick this world buff and this world buff, and I am going to pick the flower, and I am going to do this. And screw that, brother. That is stupid. I don't want to do any of this. I just want to go and do the raid. All the prep time that I want to do is buy my flask, buy my protection potion, buy my mana potion, and that is all the prep work that I want to do. And then I go in and I blast.
Alliance equivalent to Warchief's Blessing, the Might of Stormwind. As fun as it was to skulk around the crossroads on our Alliance characters, hoping for a kindly priest to mind control us for a chance at Warchief's Blessing, this should make getting your world buffs a bit less cumbersome for Alliance players. As with previous phases, Discoverer's Delight will continue to function from 50 to 59, providing a 50% experience boost in that level range. We've learned a lot of great lessons about leveling, and while we want you to level a little bit faster, there's a lot of content in the 50.
I wanna level fast, brother. I hate leveling. It is stupid. I don't wanna level. But I know, again, I am in the minority here. People say that Classic WoW, the best part of Classic WoW is leveling. Hey, brother, I am with the people. If people enjoy leveling, let them enjoy leveling, my brother. But I personally find it boring. And I like that there is a little bit of a bump in experience there because that will make my journey easier. And if it is not a big bump, the people that like leveling will still have their leveling. I know there are some people that don't want any experience at all. Brother, don't be like that. I don't want to level all the way without an experience buff. By the way, my hunter still has the bag that you sleep and you get the buff with extra experience. And I have 5 cookies. The cookies that give you extra experience. I have been saving those cookies. They don't give you experience. They give you rested experience. I've been saving those cookies because when I am level 58, level 57, I am going to use those cookies and I am going to blast the last couple of levels, brother.
50 to 60 range, and we don't want to totally trivialize the journey in Phase 4, so having a more nominal buff from 50 to 59 makes sense. Characters from 1 through 49 will still enjoy 150% experience increase as well, so it should be super easy to get those alts caught up. Like previous level up raids, Sunken Temple will give a generous amount of XP, so running that while you're leveling could give you a good bump as well. In Phase 4, we plan to allow blacksmiths and leatherworkers to swap their profession specs for a nominal cost. This will not quite be ready for the launch of Phase 4, but we do plan to introduce it a short time later. Perhaps most excitingly, we've done major overhauls to many iconic in-game crafting recipes.
Good idea. Making professions relevant is always a good idea.
Dozens of recipes replaced or given a method to upgrade into even better versions of their original crafted items. First up, we've got the refined Hammer of the Titans, a two-handed mace with 2.0 speed that has a very hefty amount of feral attack power.
For druids.
It also retains its classic 3-second stun proc, which will now proc in druid forms. And who could forget the iconic Arcanite Reaper, newly upgraded and refined into
that is a cool weapon, brother.
Powerhouse, with improved stats and a very fancy new classicified glow. These are just 2 examples out of many iconic crafting recipes to receive major glow-ups in Phase 4, so get out there and get crafting. Looking to the raid release schedule, in a departure from previous phases, we've decided to space out the unlock of raid content following launch. Jazzarus and Kazakh will go live 1 week after launch, with Molten Core and Onyxia the week after that. Phase 4 is going to have a ton of compelling things.
I like this. I like when they do this. I know that some people say, drop everything the first day. Nah. Let people level easily for 1 week. Then you drop 2 of the bosses. People get used to them. We do stuff. We don't blow up all the content right away. And the next week we get Molten Core and everything is dandy. Everything is cool and Gucci and golden. I like this. And remember, now that the Molten Core won't be twice weekly. Molten Core will be once. So the first week we do 2 times Jazzarus and Kazakh, and then we will do the next week Molten Core. I like this. I love it.
Things to do right at 60 with a lot of new and improved loot to chase. We think that this pre-raid gearing
exactly that pre-raid beast, I said it earlier, that pre-raid beast phase is the best phase. It is the moment where I have the most fun. When you are raid logging, raiding is still fun, but it is not as fun. Brother, pre-raiding is awesome. Pre-raid beast. And where you are in that point where you are pre-raiding and raiding at the same time, like you have some gear and you are going to the raid, but you are still looking for gear outside the raid, and you are kind of juggling between the two. Oh, brother, that moment is awesome. After you are geared out, you accomplish your goal and you don't care as much, or where you can't get anything cool from dungeons anymore and you just have to raid to get an upgrade. It is cool, but not as cool in my opinion.
is one of the best parts about hitting level 60 on a fresh
Yes, it
character.
is. Yes,
and
it
giving
is.
that pre-raid best-in-slot process a bit of time to breathe and giving you
Yes.
some worthwhile goals to accomplish ahead of the raids
I
becoming
agree
available is
100%
very
with this.
exciting. Should provide you with a lot of great, satisfying gear progression leading up to those raids becoming available. With
That is why I think that these people have a hard job, because they have to please so many people with different interests and different opinions and different likings. Brother, I have said several opinions that I know that are contrary to a lot of people. So how do you please us both, you know? Like, I don't like world bosses. Oh, but I like world bosses. I don't like leveling. Oh, but leveling is the best part. Oh, I like pre-raiding beasts. Oh no, drop everything at once. We want to blast everything. Don't schedule this. It is hard to please everybody, brother. In my opinion, they are doing a good job. Yes, there are things that I don't agree with, that I don't like personally. But overall, when I think at the whole of the thing, I believe this team is doing a good job. This team is doing a good job. The raid difficulty thing, it is, in my opinion, the weakest of the decisions they have made. The 2 times weekly, it was also a bad decision, but they rectified it in Molten Core. So overall, I think that they are taking the game in a good direction. I am excited, and they are doing something different, something crazy. They are doing basically Classic Plus. Only for doing that, we are ready for pushing this idea. We already have to commend them. And I think all of this is cool and they are going in the right direction. I think I will have fun with this. And I am excited to try it. But let's finish the video.
With that, we are done with today's presentation. We
Oh,
appreciate
they
your
are done.
patience as we're working diligently
Thank
to get
you.
Phase 4 into your hands. We really appreciate all of the participation in our recent PTR releases, and we continue to
I didn't
consume your
participate.
feedback as we're finishing things up for Phase 4. As always, the WoW Classic development team is incredibly grateful for your support. Thank you for playing with us, and thank you for your feedback and participating and helping us develop
This video is a feedback. Watch
See
it,
you
brother.
again when Season of Discovery Phase 4 goes live on July 11th, 2024. Thank you and goodbye.
Nice, brother. Nice. Oh, look, Max. I love Max. I watch a lot of Max's videos. Brother, that was good. That was good in my opinion. They are going in the right direction. I like it. Yes, there are things that I wish were different, but not a big deal. Not something that I say, I'm not going to play this because blah, 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 blah. Nah, it is cool. Season of Discovery is cool in my opinion. I like the team. I like what they are doing, and I support them. At least for now. If they screw it up, I will say it. Of course, these are my first impressions. Everything can change when we actually play the game. So let's see what happens. Let me know everything that you think about all of this in the comments below, guys. You know that I love reading comments. Do you like it? You don't like it? What do you think about all of these changes that they are bringing up to Season of Discovery Phase 4? Let me know everything in the comments below, my dude. Guys, remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Help me out, my brother. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless you. And remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.